Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to learn some card magic. I have this Star Wars deck that I'll be using today that I think looks pretty decent on video, so hopefully it should be easy to follow along with. Now this specific trick is super easy and simple, but if done right, it still has a pretty crazy effect on people. There's a lot of different variations of this trick, but I'm going to be showing you guys how I originally learned it, which I think is the most simple and easy way. So with that, let's get started. So for this trick, I'm just going to be using 3 completely random cards off the top of the deck. And with these 3 cards, we will be playing a guessing game. And let's begin. So I'll start by showing you that the top card of this little mini deck is the Ace of Clubs. While keeping that in mind, notice that I'm going to take the ace and put it in the bottom of the deck. So then I would ask you, where do you think the ace is now? Surprisingly enough, the ace is here at the top, unlike the bottom which you may have thought. Let's see if you can guess it this time. Where is the ace's position now? Now some of you may have guessed the bottom again, or some of you may have guessed the middle, but I'll go ahead and show you that it is right here on the top. Let's try it one more time. Is it on the top, middle, or bottom? Or has it completely vanished? It is actually on the top once again. Congrats if you guessed it correctly. Now you might be thinking that this game is totally rigged and that I have 3 aces here. And you're absolutely right. But let's go a step further and make these 3 aces disappear. On the top, we now have a 6 of hearts. In the middle, we have another 6 of hearts. And lastly, a 5 of diamonds. And there you go. Now let's learn how to do it. So for this trick, you just need 3 completely random cards. You can pick them, or you can have your viewer choose them. It's up to you. And here I have a 5, an ace, and a 6, which are actually the cards that I just used a moment ago. Also, order does not matter, so I'm just going to scrunch them all together. Alright, so you're going to begin the trick by spreading out your 3 cards and showing them that you do in fact have 3 cards. Just make sure that you have the cards face down so that your viewer cannot see what the cards are. Now the whole entire basis of this trick relies on a very simple move called the double lift, which relies completely on how you move the cards and how you show the cards in the trick. Now if you look here, the order of our cards is the 5 first, the ace second, and the 6 third. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and scrunch the cards together to make them flush, but while doing so, I'm going to be performing the double lift. To do this, all you have to do is take your pinky and lodge it underneath the first 2 cards while you are scrunching them together. This will allow us to lift up 2 cards at the same time while making it look like we're just lifting up 1. So here I'll go ahead and show you what this looks like. Now keep in mind that it is best to do this move fairly quickly, just in case you make a mistake so the viewer can't catch on as easily. So go ahead and try this move for yourself, and make sure to practice it as much as you can because it won't come easy at first. So once you have showed the viewer what seems like the top card of the deck, you're going to take the actual top card, which is the 5, not the ace, and put it on the bottom of the deck. And once you have done that, you would then ask the viewer, where do they think the ace is now? Now obviously we know that the ace is not actually on the bottom, but it is right here on top. So use this to your advantage and have some fun with the trick. You can have them guess and eventually reveal the card. So for the next part of this trick, we will once again be doing the double lift, but this time with a little bit of an added twist. Instead of turning over both cards, we will rather be putting them on the bottom of the deck. And after you do this, make sure to go ahead and square up the deck to keep it nice and flush. So now it is important to note that our ace is in the middle. And with this information, you could go ahead and ask the viewer once again, where do they think the ace is now? And after they've taken some time to guess, you would go ahead and reveal the ace. And to do that, we are once again going to do the double lift, which will leave our viewer very confused as to how it is still on the top. So then go ahead and flip it back over. And I'm sure you guys saw the mistake I just made there. So like I said earlier, definitely make sure to practice this move because while it's pretty simple, it takes some actual time and effort to get down right. So for the next part of this trick, since the ace is in the middle, we are just going to be taking the top card and moving it to the bottom. And after squaring up the deck, you would as always ask the viewer where do they think the ace is now, which of course it is right here on top. And with that, the first part of this trick is complete. So now let's go ahead and move to the second part. Alright, so to start part 2, we're going to be taking our ace, which is at the top, and putting it on the bottom of the deck. But don't actually tell your viewers that you're doing this because you don't want to draw too much attention to this fact. So after you have done this, you can talk to your viewer and tell them there are actually 3 aces in this deck. And while you are saying this, you're going to show them the ace on the bottom and quickly flip over the deck and take off the top card and place it on the table. And as you can see here, you're going to want to do this process a total of 3 times. And while it's an incredibly simple and almost silly move, it actually does work pretty well most of the time. Just make sure to do it rather quickly and smoothly. Alright, so now our ace is no longer at the bottom, but is now at the top. And for the final part of this trick, we are now going to be trying to convince the viewer that the ace has completely disappeared. But obviously the ace has not disappeared, so we need to find a way to deceive our viewer. And to do that, we are once again going to do the double lift. So here it looks like we have a 6 on the top. And if we flip it back over and put the top card on the table, we've actually just moved the ace out of the deck under the disguise of a 6. And to finish this off, you would show the viewer the remaining 2 cards to show that the ace is no longer here. And there you go! I hope this video was straightforward and easy to follow along with. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, it would make my day. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next one.